Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Today, Alex Trebek announced that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He said in a video announcement posted to YouTube that I'm going to fight this and I plan to beat the low survival rates for this disease. Trebek has been the face of the Trivia Games show since 1984, helping turn it into a beloved program millions of people play along with nightly. The 78-year-old underwent brain surgery to address blood clots in December 2017, but made a swift return just a month later. In October, he renewed his Jeopardy contract through 2022.
Less crime is better overall as a society. So, I mean, less crime, people can be more safe at night and whatnot. So just sleep better knowing that you're safe.
And the people of Grand Forks may be sleeping a little easier after the police department there released their crime stats for 2018 earlier today. The report shows a decrease in crimes like robbery, rape, and aggravated assault. Valley News Team's Maddie Jelseth spoke to some people living in Grand Forks who say they do feel safe.
The report released today said that a lot of major crimes are actually down for the year of 2018. However, murder cases were the highest they have been in the last 10 years. With 3 cases. Police responded to 27 rape cases, which is down nearly 4%. There were 91 aggravated assault charges, down almost 21%, and almost 130 stolen vehicle reports, which was down almost 4%. Today, I spoke with about a dozen people who tell me they feel safer in Grand Forks because the crime stats prove there's a dramatic decrease in criminal offenses.
Feel a lot safer, you know, nothing bad's going to happen to us.
I can still ride my bike around town, walk around town, so I haven't ever really felt threatened.
Although the report shows most violent crimes are down, Lieutenant Derek Zimmel says calls for service have increased, and there are other areas the department needs to focus on. Lieutenant Zimmel says drug addiction and mental health is a continued priority for the police department.
We're going to target addiction, especially drug addiction, because of the variety of ways that problem negatively impacts our community.
The crime stat report says police responded to 480 drug-related calls last year, which was down from 570 in 2017. But it still ranks as the second highest year for drug calls in the last decade.
Keeping drugs out, that's always a good thing. Keep innocence protected, I guess you could say.
In Grand Forks, Maddie Jelseth, Valley News Live.
Fraud, simple assaults, and threats have all decreased from 2017 to 2018. In total, police responded to nearly 1,600 criminal offense calls for the year. If you'd like to see the full report, you can go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. The temps were feeling warm today compared to what we've had, but don't get out the flip-flops just yet because we're going to get cold again overnight. That was for you, Hutch. Hey, how's our evening looking?
Yeah, I left the flip-flops on the patio, but I do got to tell you, the sunset looks delightful out to the west as we head into the evening hours. We still have a little bit of a northwest breeze there. That's tugging cooler air our way, so I'm expecting temperatures to be a little cooler tonight than they were overnight last night. As we head toward the 10 o'clock hour, many areas slipping towards zero, and we will see temperatures dip down well below zero overnight with colder readings up to the north and northwest of Fargo-Moorhead. And the bearer of a lot of great weather news, if you like winter weather, that is. Andrea, not one, but 2 significant snowmakers in the 7-day planner. I'll have the latest on those 2 systems and when we're expecting them coming up here in a few moments.
I knew about one, but didn't know about the second one.
Yeah, they seem to line up.
They do. Thank you, Hutch. More details later. A Grand Forks woman has been charged with terrorizing with a dangerous weapon after police say she made a statement about slicing someone's neck with a knife. Court documents state that back in November, Hawa Ahmed left her apartment building with a knife and allegedly threatened 3 other people in the parking lot. The victims say Ahmed told them things like, quote, "I'm going to cut you, I'm going to bust all your tires, and I'm going to slice your neck," end quote. One of the victims told police Ahmed was known for climbing balconies at the apartment and breaking into a unit. A Fargo man is facing 2 counts of second-degree felony assault after police say he stabbed another man 3 times in the lower back and arm. According to court documents, Moorhead police were called to a house on 22nd Avenue South about 8:45 Monday night for a man who had been stabbed. When officers arrived, the victim said 27-year-old Nicholas Herner had stabbed him after a verbal argument in the driveway. The victim told police he punched Herner in the face, and Herner then stabbed him 3 times before fleeing the scene. A Park Rapids man is facing charges of burglary, theft, trespassing, damage to property, and drug possession after Moorhead residents found him lying on their couch. It happened on February 10th when 28-year-old Chase Holan was found in a Moorhead apartment at 3480 18th Street South. The residents told police they heard noises in their living room around 2 that morning and then found Holan on the couch. According to court documents, Holan ate some food in the kitchen and drank alcohol and milk in the living room. Police say the door to the apartment was unlocked when he entered. There's tension among House Democrats over when to vote on a resolution condemning anti-Semitism and what language to include. This after a second controversial comment in recent weeks regarding Israel by freshman member of Congress Ilhan Omar. The Minnesota Democrat earlier this year apologized after attributing support for Israel to political donations. Last week, she inferred that pro-Israel lobbyists are pushing for allegiance to a foreign country. Many denounced that language as mirroring anti-Semitic stereotypes of dual loyalty. Among them are some senior fellow House Democrats, including committee chairs.
But I do think it's disturbing, and this is a good time for America to think again about anti-Semitism. It seems to be more fashionable in Europe. It seems to be more fashionable in this country, regretfully, among at least some members of the new class in the House.
That should have been dual loyalty. A vote was supposed to take place today, but now there's no firm date set. Omar's defenders also point out there's been an absence of House votes condemning anti-Muslim hate and anti-Semitism from right-wing groups. Officials with Xcel Energy are warning people in Grand Forks of a scam sweeping the area, with callers claiming to be with Xcel and asking for money from customers. In most cases, the scammer tells the customer their account is past due and service will be disconnected if a large payment isn't made. The scammer then instructs the customer to purchase a prepaid debit or credit card and demands the customer call back to make a payment to the utility. Xcel Energy says they offer many options for payment and will never ask a customer with a past due account to purchase a prepaid debit card. Xcel also says a customer will be contacted by mail first if their bills are overdue. The FDA just approved a new antidepressant based off an old anesthetic known as a party drug. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz explains why the drug could be a game changer in the battle against depression and why there's still much more work to be done.
A brand new antidepressant based on an old anesthetic, best known as a party drug. You may have heard of ketamine, FDA approved for medicine in the 70s.
For anesthesia, for surgeries, and so on.
And now perhaps better known as Special K, a party drug. But the FDA just approved esketamine to treat depression.
It's very exciting. It works much quicker potentially than our typical antidepressants.
How much quicker?
Previously, we've had to wait 4, 6, 8, sometimes 12 weeks for antidepressant treatments to kick in, but this has the potential to work within days at most.
The FDA's statement says there's been a long-standing need for treatment-resistant depression.
I'm excited about it, but I wouldn't be recommending it for very many people at this point, just those who are really stuck.
Meaning this would be recommended after a couple previous antidepressants failed. And there's a trade-off. Right now, the only way to receive the drug is to go into a center and receive dosing through a nasal spray.
The patient will not have this in their possession. They have to come into the office. They'll have to administer it.
That's 2 to 3 times a week, at as high as nearly $900 per dose. And while the drug is now approved, experts hope it's just the beginning.
So the hope is that eventually what we'll get is we'll get a pill that has this mechanism of action that works and that we can use to augment our other antidepressants.
We don't know enough about what the long-term effects might be, and we know a lot about antidepressants and their long-term benefits and risks.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
The FDA also lists many side effects for the new drug. To see the entire statement, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. A life's worth of insight and inspiration shared by 5 female leaders during a luncheon in West Fargo today. It is the 7th annual Leading Ladies Luncheon held by the Center for Technology and Business in honor of Women's History Month. The 5 honorees from North Dakota include a school superintendent, the co-founder of an organization that educates orphans in the Republic of Sudan, a joyologist and writer, the founder of a new American and immigrant child care and preschool, and an associate judge for the Cheyenne River Sioux tribal courts. They all empowered a sold-out crowd with their visions, passions, and words of wisdom. Once again this year, I had the pleasure of moderating the panel of visionary women.